In part C of problem number 8, we're asked to utilize a chase strategy, hiring and laying off employees as demand changes to avoid overtime. So we don't get to use overtime. We just have to change the level of the workforce to accommodate changes in demand. So, let us begin by saying how many workers do we need to handle 693 hours worth of demand. We could say basically that the workforce has to be equal to this divided by the 80 hours that each person can give us per month. 8.66 workers, call it 9. So we're going to start with 9 workers in January. 9 workers will give us a capacity of equals whatever's here times 80, 720 hours, so we're covered. Now, since we started with 10 workers per the problem, looks like I've got to lay off one for January. Now, this same formula that I've put in this box right here, well, let me put the formula back in here, is equal to the time required divided by 80 hours per worker. If I copy that down, then I can go down and round up everything. Actually, there's a shortcut if you want to see it. I'll show it to you. It's called round up. Round up. And then I put in the number, which is this number, divided by 80. Then a comma and tell it the number of digits you want. I want 0 digits after the decimal. So I hit enter. And so it does the calculation automatically for me. And I can just copy that down and goodbye decimals, and I have the rounded number in the workforce. This is a formula, so I can copy it down, and that tells me the number of hours of capacity I have based on that number of employees. So, the only difference between this and the previous method Alright, let's take a look at the number of hires and fires. I apologize for the frequent interruptions here. I'm struggling with a little bit of a cough. If we started with 10, then we laid off one here to get down to 9. We have to lay off another to get down to 8. Then hire 1 to go to 9, hire 2 to go to 11, lay off 1 to go to 10, hire 2 to go to 12, hire 1 to go to 13, lay off 1 to go down to 12, lay off one more, then 0, and finally one more layoff. So 6 hires and 7 layoffs in the year is what we're going to come up with. I didn't change the formulas from the previous one, so we're still multiplying the total number of man months times $400 to get the regular time costs. The number of hirings is going to be 6 times $250, and the number of layoffs is going to be $50 times 7. Total package price $51,450. So of all the methods we've looked at, the best plan is the chase strategy if you're just looking at cost. Of course, there are other factors involved here, such as employee morale and the logistics involved in hiring and firing so many people. But from a pure cost standpoint, the chase strategy seems to be the most effective.